Yeah, so Austin started his career in tech companies in Seattle, building AI applications for high-risk sales transactions identification. And he's now the investment manager for a Silicon Valley-based venture capital located in Jakarta. So we're going to hand over to Austin to tell us about bridging blockchain and the real world. Over to you, Austin. Yep.
All right, great. So, sorry, just trying to get caught up with everything because I had to move some things around last minute. But my colleague is sharing the screen. I have to use my mobile device. But basically, we are here to share Wefund. And thank you for having us and letting us share our project with everyone. So if you can go to the next slide. So Wefund is a pretty straightforward platform. It's a very simple idea. It's a decentralized crowdfunding platform for the creative industry, and as a matter of fact, any industry beyond that. So if you can go to the next slide. So essentially, if you think about the website Kickstarter, if you have an interesting idea, such as a unique backpack design, anybody can come in and crowdfund to help source the initial money that's needed to make this project come to life. And in return, the people that bring in the crowdfunding money, you know, maybe they get a free product or something like that. We're trying to do the exact same thing. So initially, Wefund was developed to provide a fundraising platform for the music and film industry. However, the two co-founders decided to rebrand and really wanted to scale the project and bring in a larger market, and especially with the cryptocurrency space. So a big problem right now with cryptocurrency is that if you want to be an early investor in cryptocurrency projects, you need to be a part of maybe certain Telegram groups or certain communities, but we want to bring that all to one place. And we are here to support, you know, not only these cryptocurrency projects, but also various other projects and for creative ideas or music ideas, gaming ideas, anything of that nature. Can you go to the next slide? So starting out, we'll just be a crowdfunding platform, but ultimately, as we scale and generate revenue, we want to bring on industry experts so we can provide a full incubation service. With projects coming on our platform, you know, we want to get to know them. We want to validate the product or project. We want to make sure that, you know, kind of try to at least identify if they have any gaps. Maybe it's with their team. Maybe they have the right knowledge, but they don't have the right market. You know, maybe they have the right market, but they're kind of lacking some technical knowledge. So assuming these projects are able to get the necessary fundraising, we want to be able to provide experts to really fill in those gaps and help them scale. So next slide. So we're going to be our entire project is going to be built on the Terra ecosystem. However, we're going to allow projects from multiple blockchains, including the major ones such as Ethereum and Solana, etc. Why Terra is that it's open source, it's wide adoption of stable coins. So the fundraising and the money that we're going to be using will not have a lot of volatility behind it. And second, it's very low processing fees. So just to elaborate a little bit more about Terra, is that it's the fourth largest blockchain in terms of total value locked. What that means, oops, get my notes here. So what total value locked means is that in the context of cryptocurrency, it represents the sum of all assets deposited in a decentralized finance protocols, earning rewards, interest, new coins, tokens, and fixed income. And in terms of market capitalization, it's the 9th largest. Next slide. And another big benefit that comes with Terra are the mirror and anchor protocols. So with the mirror protocol, it's an Ethereum token that governs the mirror protocol, which basically allows the creation of fungible assets and track the price of real world assets. So if a project aims to enable 24/7 equities by trading and minting synthetic versions of the real thing. So if you have a real physical, like anything such as a real estate asset or any form of asset, the Mirror protocol can mirror that price as if you were actually investing in it. The Anchor protocol, it's a Terra-based application built by the Terraform Labs, and it's the idea to act as a savings protocol that offers low volatility returns on Terra's stable currency deposits. And the Anchor rate is based on the diversified stream of participation rewards from leading proof of stake blockchains. So essentially how Anchor protocol works, it's putting you're staking your coins or your stable coins in a very high interest rate savings account. And so when you withdraw, you get interest on top of that. So the purpose of why we're using these is to expand our reach for the platform's ability to support various projects and create more opportunities for backers around the globe. And the reason for Anchor is to create and incentivize Wefund token holders. So we're building a token on the Terra blockchain to invest in projects with our token, as well as staking the token, which will ultimately reduce the volatility of our Wefund token price. So jumping into our roadmap, our platform will officially be launched within 2 weeks' time. And at the moment, we're currently raising a small seed round. And so we're using this seed round to get our platform launched and make sure everything's working. And we have a small development team that's building out smart contracts and transparency. So one of the big value adds of Wefund is that being on the blockchain, everything is going to be transparent. And you can see where the money's going, and you can really see what these projects are proposing and what the backers will get in return. So for example, if you're investing in a cryptocurrency project and the proposer of this project is saying, if you back my project, you get some token allocation in return. We want all that to be done through smart contracts, so it's most transparent. After our platform is launched and everything is running, we're going to do our pre-sale token launch, and then eventually an ICO at the end in Q2 of 2022 or late Q1 2022. In between that, though, we're going to have an NFT integration protocol and NFT demonstration. We really want this project to be. We want Wefund itself to be very interactive with the projects on our platform. So not only do we want to provide the full crowdfunding and incubation service, we also want to be investors ourselves to keep the to show our, basically have skin in the game, show support for these projects and actively participate. And then as we go down the roadmap, we have new industries that we want to bring on, such as a sport industry integration, creative industry integration, and eventually when we're able to navigate all of the legal roadblocks, we would like to bring on real estate integration as well. So going on to the next slide, this is an example of one of our projects that is actually most relevant to the Bali World Forum. Is a project example is Boxomania. So Boxomania is a collection of randomly generated NFTs known as Boxomaniacs. And it's going to be built on the Solana blockchain. And it's the first generation to consist of 10,000 randomly assembled Boxos, if you can go to the next slide. So Boxomania's goal is to provide an education blockchain to Indonesia while at the same time generating rewards for Indonesian communities and charities. So this is more than anything a charity-based project that aims to give its revenue and earnings back to Indonesia, and it'll do all of its initial crowdfunding on the Wefund platform. And this is in addition to several other projects that will be live when our platform comes live in the next couple of weeks. So moving on to the next slide, there are benefits for both project proposers and backers. For proposers, the great thing is that anyone can propose a project or fund any type of projects that exist in the world. And it gives them the opportunity to connect directly with investors, whether it be a VC investor or just an individual like you and I. And with proposers, if they're using the Wefund token to fundraise, or if they are not using it, they can pay a small fee to have basically have an ad campaign on a platform so their project is prioritized among others. And if they use the Wefund token, it goes into the Anchor protocol. So proposers will get their crowdfunding amount that they wanted in addition to the yield that's generated from the Anchor protocol, which will be an estimated 10%. And then the proposers will have the option to offer profit sharing, token allocation, et cetera, to incentivize people back in their project. Now on to the next slide. The benefit for backers is that, as a backer, it's available for any investor. So just an individual like you and I, we can find cryptocurrency projects that we can invest in that otherwise would not be available. Or if you're a venture capital that has a strong cryptocurrency blockchain mandate, you can also go to our platform, and it'd be great for due diligence purposes as well as sourcing. And another great thing as a backer is that if a project doesn't raise the necessary amount of crowdfunding or fundraising, then all that money will be returned to the initial backers, in addition with the interest rate that was generated from the Anchor protocol, which would be an estimated 10%. And because it's crowdfunding, there's no minimum or maximum budget. So a person can come in and put in just a few dollars, or they can put in a substantially a larger amount than that. And so ultimately, it's going to be the bridge between the real world and the blockchain. So going on to our final slide, ultimately to summarize everything, as we develop the platform, we want to take it not just only from a crowdfunding, but really be able to provide industry experts to grow projects after they receive the funding. And we also want this to be available for charity-based projects, cryptocurrency, blockchain projects, anything you can imagine. And then on our final slide, you have our social media and our contact information.
Amazing.
All right. Yep. Are there any questions?
Such a fun project. Thank you so much for joining and sharing. I just have a one question. What was your inspiration in starting Wefund? How did you start it?
Right. So I'm not a co-founder. I'm part of the core team. But speaking for my co-founders, they had the initial idea of wanting to really do this specifically for the creative and art industry. However, when they kind of started working on the initial platform, they realized that there's a lot more potential to be had, and they really want everything to be community involvement. They want basically just the community that these projects are operating in to be able to really give back to their communities, and even just for the individual person to really participate in the crypto blockchain space, as well as other more tangible projects that may be available on our platform in the future.
Wow, amazing. And let's see if our audience have any questions. Please feel free to post your questions in the chat. Thanks. And while we're waiting, I would like to ask another question. And since you're on the core team on the Wefund and been working extensively to grow this project, what are the biggest challenges your team had in the past year, and how would you overcome it? And what kind of tips and advices would you give to our audience? Thank you.
Right. So our project is actually quite new. The founding members started this only several months ago, but as you can imagine, being community focused and reaching out to community for our initial fundraising, we had to receive a lot of constructive criticism. So it's been a big challenge, but also very rewarding to basically take community feedback of what people who are not only going to be participating but investing in us would like to see. So the best advice is that when you're starting out, you have to be very open to feedback from various experts in the industry or the community that you're looking to operate in, and willing to be agile with that feedback as well.
Awesome. Totally synergetic with your vision. And Myra is asking, are you looking only for impact projects?
We're not only looking for impact projects. We really like impact projects because it has a lot of value behind them for the community, and then also it's good for the Wefund brand. We look for projects that our community wants to see, and will help grow not only the project in the platform but our platform itself. So impact projects we really like, but we are open to any type of project.
Awesome. Now is asking, will it be applied to any project on any blockchain in the future?
Yeah, we would like to make this a full cross-chain crowdfunding platform. But at the moment we're primarily operating on Terra, and this is still still in its infancy stage. So we have a lot of work to get done. And that's one of the reasons why we're doing the fundraising now, is so we can find these experts that can build out our platform so we can be fully cross-chain and bring on projects from any ecosystem, for example. But with Boxo, which was the example given in the presentation, that one is going to be based on the Solana blockchain.
Amazing. And what was your decision-making in choosing the Terra blockchain versus Polkadot, Ethereum, and other blockchains?
Right. So with Terra, one of the big advantages or value adds that they have versus other blockchains is that it's 100% open source. So it's all of the developer documents are available. People, anyone with the determination to learn, they can really add on to the open source. And they have a wide adoption of stable coins. So investing with them it's going to be less volatile than using perhaps another ecosystem. And just it's a very large scale. So it's the fourth largest blockchain in terms of total value locked, with over about 7.5 billion. What that means is that total value locked in the context of cryptocurrency represents the sum of all assets deposited in a decentralized finance protocols for earnings, rewards, interest, new coins, and various other things. And it also comes with the two protocols that we're going to be using to kind of incentivize projects on our platform, as well as investors, which are the Mirror and Anchor protocols.
And Myra is asking for a question. How are you guys liking Terra?
So far, it's going very well. And actually, we have gotten support from the Terra founders in Korea. So the community of Terra is very friendly, and they've actually been providing a lot of constructive feedback for us to help us get to where we are now in such a short amount of time. So I would say so far we're extremely satisfied with everything.
Awesome. And follow-up question on the Launchpad. Are you currently accepting all projects, or you have some sort of a filter process and scoring system?
So we do have a somewhat of a filter process in mind, but at the moment we're quite open. Our main strategy at the moment is to find projects that resonate well with our community, have a good purpose behind them, and a strong team as well. So we're quite open, and we really want to hear everybody's ideas. Obviously, there are going to be projects in the future that just don't reflect well with our community or our platform. But at the moment, we really want to hear everybody's ideas and try to partner with them to bring them on the platform.
Amazing. And so what kind of help the community can provide for you?
I'm sorry, can you repeat
right now? What help our community can provide to you? What help do you need the most at the moment with your project?
Sure. So we are still have a lot of work to do on the development side of things. We really just want to get our brand and our idea out there to get a lot of interest, and potentially if people are open to investing, we would really like to have a more deep dive discussion with them So the two biggest things is we're still looking for some additional fundraising, as well as someone with strong technical knowledge of blockchains or even marketing knowledge of blockchains. And we'd really like to work with them to help our development of the platform.
Super, that's super cool. And guys, do we have any more questions for Austin? Please feel free to post in the chat. And we have 3 more minutes until our next speaker. Thank you so much, Austin, for such a great presentation. And
thank you.
Yeah, amazing presentation. Thanks. And I'd like to ask the final question. What was your most happiest moment in 2021 with your project? And the happiest one. Thanks.
That's a tough question, but really I've just been quite happy. I'm not required to be at my office in the moment, so I've been in Bali for some time now, but I'm just really happy to be here. And it was actually this year when I really got involved with cryptocurrency and blockchains. I've always been following the news, but this was the first year I actively participated and invested myself. So it's been extremely fun for me, and I've been learning a lot, and it's opened up some new doors as well. And it's also encouraged me to want to help educate other people who are interested, but may feel that learning blockchain is very daunting because it comes across as very complex, when really, as soon as you sit down and look into it, it's not so bad.
Amazing. Yeah, I think like this year been like quite interesting with our bull market and seeing what's 2022 will bring to us in the blockchain and crypto space.
Yes, there will be many exciting projects, I'm sure.
Amazing. Well, right. Thank you so much, Austin. Thank you so much for being with us and sharing such a great insights about your project and inspiring us and our audience. And please feel free to post more links about you, your LinkedIn, about your project, how to connect with you, how to support you in the chat below. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I will do that.